I finna do it though, man. That's what I was telling you. But I was like, let me go on that. But I'm gonna do it.
All right, y'all, we are live.
You going live? Oh. And then like my movie,
So click that 9 o'clock agenda.
I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, we are live. Starting the countdown. 16 seconds.
Bye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up with it, fam? Thank you for tuning in to B.Y.O.B. Well, we believe the Bible is basic instructions before leaving Earth. We understand the Bible is the book of principles, prophecies, promises, plans that God has set aside for us to walk through into His purpose. As y'all can see, it's going down. This whole month we've been dealing with the church versus the culture. You see everything that's going on is crazy right now. Of course, we got some special guests on this morning.
Reverend Doctor himself, Reverend Larry Lister and First Lady Francesca Lister are in the building with us today.
That's it.
I just want to say that hat says hallelujah and not let's make America great again, okay? It says hallelujah.
Make the church great again. Make the church great again. But of course, they here with us, and of course, we'll be lunching this morning. We've been talking about the church. We've been talking about every facet of the church. Start the village. Start off with my dad came in, just talking about father, son, different church honor, talking about legacy, church planting, the difference between established church and family church. In transition, we had Bird that came in. Bird dealt with women in ministry. Like, you know, that's a big stigma with women in ministry not being.
Yeah, raggedy me.
Oh, wow. Bird came out the gate. The first statement was, y'all prefer regular men over amazing women. So, so of course, today we're dealing with ministry and marriage. Because, you know, a lot of times you could be in ministry and struggle with it when it comes to your partner and scientists and what better people than you to have been in ministry and they've been working ministry together. So we want to say thank y'all for accepting our invitation. Thank y'all come here for. Appreciate y'all and more.
Yeah, y'all see, this is actually my blood sister. She's my baby sister. And look, we both have our laptops, and this is so cute. This is so cute.
Yeah. So going in, man, since they family and they know we family, so we rock and roll like that. But just since we talking family, the overall theme before we get into ministry and marriage, we're just talking about how they can work together. We're talking about the church versus the culture. Everything that's going on in 2025 as it relates to the culture, families, and people asking questions like, is the church relevant? What's the purpose of church? With that being said, what y'all think? Just thoughts and opinions as it relates to the church versus the culture. What you can get back and get some of the things that you see being challenged. That's how you come.
She's an elephant heavy. Come on.
I think with the church relevant, yes, proportionally, with the church itself, yes, or it is wrong. Come on, boy. Because in order for us to be successful, I believe that we have to be so that involved. Come on, come on. Talk that talk. Talk that talk. Yeah. So I think that being relevant is yeah, we need partners. We need partners, baby.
Last week when we were talking with Pastor Tim, and I brought up Priscilla and my husband. Right. Right, that's that man's name. Aquila.
Yeah, it's dope both ways.
Well, I brought them up because as we were talking, the focus was on death, right? And her boldness and like literally causing beasts to come and her killing the man and all the things. That's always story. And then I be messing up people's names. But we were talking about her, and I was saying how we all have a little portion of each gift, right? But we also have a dominant. So then I brought up Priscilla and her husband and how they, it's, she's different from Deborah. She's different from Deborah, but because we all have something and something that's going to maybe make it mark in history, all have a call and anointing, all of that thing. I kind of wanted to bring that out again about the different calls because he was saying that is it that the church is relevant, but more so stagnant. And we are the church, right? We represent the church. We are the church. We are the people who are supposed to draw. We are the people who broken people are supposed to come to when they're looking for guidance and trying to be, find Christ and know Christ and all of that. But a lot of times we are stagnant, like you said. We are just stuck because I don't know how to move forward. I don't know which one of these calls is my done. Honestly, I don't even know my call. So how do we get to the place where we're comfortable in what God has called us to do? How do we get to the place where we recognize what God has called us to do? Because Priscilla and her husband, they made 10. They made 10. They weren't prophets and evangelists. Well, I guess you can say they was evangelizing, but they weren't going and doing all the big glamorous things that we oftentimes want to do. They stayed in their field. They did what they did, making tents. And why they making tents? Well, let me tell you about that name Jesus. So how do we get to that place where we're comfortable in who we are in Christ, what He has called us to do, so that we can operate in ministry and not be stagnant, but actually flow? Mm. Drill, divide, and destroy. Throw them D's on.
The woman of God speak, baby. The woman of God speak.
Don't act like me. This thing fall out of your holler.
Now, unpack it though. Unpack it though. I like it. Unpack each one of them.
Yeah, this is real time. Okay.
Just make sure the switch off of me. And so I love what you're saying about those and how to support literally.
That's Francesca, Lady Francesca.
Yeah. So the woman of God is speaking, but I think it's very heavy on just the things that you point out about the thing and how practical the thing is. And it just speaks to as the culture, it's a challenge that we don't just walk along the side. My dad always said, like, you should be church, you should be lower perception. We ought to be moving before. So not trying to catch up to the culture, but we already changed around this. So ain't nothing wrong with it. But we grew up a different type of way. So nothing wrong with it. So like your head on, brother preacher, the way we grew up, it wasn't gonna happen in church. But the mindset is it wasn't just about the dress code and just what we're doing. But that's okay. It speaks to the culture and the area we're doing. But it just with us just to the point that we got less to now understand our role. Because our role is to be the head and not the tail. We shouldn't be falling up behind the culture. We ought to be leading the culture with what we're doing and talking about how we move it. And looking ahead. That's why I say so I think powerful speaking to the feeling of what I say, man. If you want, put it in the color.
I should have broke it down.
And guess what? I'll meet you in the comments. So, but I've been saying it my whole life, so it's wrong. I've been saying it the whole time. But speaking to them, they use what they have. So when we talk about the gift, they use pink making to make it. I was telling my wife earlier, it'll be almost as if you're dealing with two real estate agents. They said that pink and they funded the ministry. One, they was able to sustain Paul while he was traveling. And then they moved to Corinth, so they read the letters of power. So they become the voice of power. Doesn't matter if they read the letters with no conviction. Paul said,
Yeah.
no. They read
They
what
gonna
they
go to
believe.
sleep.
And then now and then, they were so strong with it. You got to study. They even help Apollos. But Apollos he have a zeal, but he don't have all the knowledge. So then Apollos come under their shoes and they train. So it goes to show you
That was like a divine truth.
and this what got me. They didn't even trip. So you think if they able to teach Apollos, they should be on the same platform right now. I'm teaching 50 out. That's not my time. I'm gonna keep making these things doing what we need to do. And they was doing what I call the logistics part of ministry. They was establishing so when Paul did come, they had somewhere to lay his head. Then he was able to move in ministry, which we're not doing that like this today. He was able to move in ministry without worrying about the finance. Like we talked about that. If somebody said, hey, don't worry about the finances for us. You just do the ministry for us. What's the situation they say? Because they understood their lane. But look at our culture time. We have people, you got to go, well, I'm going to just do it myself. You're an extra personality versus staying in your lane and watch God go. I believe the way God was able to cause their business to go, where they had enough overflow that they helped sustain the ministry, because they were willing to sow their seed. God opened the doors, they kept doing what they did. So, okay, those are these folks that I think is people buy those things.
Something that I like about them though is being that we are talking about the marriage and ministry aspect, they move together. Like it wasn't no she the one with the prophetic anointing or I'm the one that's the evangelist. I make the 10:30. No. They never talked about any division, any conflict. I mean, together. They moved together and their home became a ministry hub because they were believers and followers of Christ, so they're sharing his word, right? So their home became a ministry hub. Now, I'm not telling the people to go open up your house and let people in because people bring spirits, right? But they had to because Christians were being persecuted during the time. So it was like they were kind of having to sneak around and spread the word, right? So I'm not telling you to open up your home per se, but just like we were talking about the division and the aimlessly just wandering around because we don't know where to go because there's no vision and stuff. Just like people are like that day to day in their jobs and all the things. Sometimes we're like that in our marriage. And if you're trying to lead people, but you're divided, there is no vision with the two of y'all. How is ministry gonna prosper and grow? Because when I tell you the people can see, feel, and discern, that's when their discernment kick in. They be like, oh, baby, because first lady not feeling pastor right now. They look, look, he was preaching and she was just crying. Like people discern then. So how do the pastor and his wife, or forget title, how does the husband and wife make sure that they come together and that we are unit and that we represent ministry? Whether you are a pastor and first lady or not, you have a ministry, right? Because people are watching your marriage, whether you want them to or not. They're judging your marriage, and sometimes they use it as a picture of aspiration. Like I aspire to be like that. That's good. I can take them. I can glean from them. They can mentor me. I can, you know what? I can rock with them. Or it's a picture possibility, right? Or it's like, oh baby, True. Because sometimes we can't get the words, but I bet y'all know what that means. Oh no. I don't play that. I can't do that. Oh what? No. Like it just be little stuff you say like that says a whole bunch, right? So as married couples, we have to make sure that we are representing ministry so people really see what it's like. But you can't do it if you divide it and don't have vision. I guess we on the D's today.
So it's good. But I think that's good because when we talk about with the marriage, all the four, I don't even think about what they love.
So they home.
Back to the home, but down there, I think they're safe because they able to move person, real sense, stay in their lane. What you call bivocation, they're able to do that and build an infrastructure where they can transition like that and they can support an overflow. But it started because the nucleus was together. Yeah. And I think what happened is with a lot of people, you put the weight of ministry. Like we didn't see this stuff kill people marriage. Like we've been in this long enough to see people kill marriage.
The thing we call ministry.
Yeah, the thing
The
that's
we call ministry kill people.
And you saying people that hate church and hate ministry. I'm talking about people that was on fire. It didn't kill and destroy the whole. Kids don't want nothing to do with church.
Right.
Girl, you can stop. What you mean, girl?
Baby.
What you mean? Tell me. I want the tea. I want the tea. I want the tea.
Because number one, lack of vision.
Oh,
right?
I don't wear glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lack of vision.
Somebody wear glasses, not me.
Lack of vision that caused division for us.
Yeah.
And you saw something I couldn't see.
Okay.
You felt and started believing something that I couldn't believe in because I didn't see it from your perspective, and you didn't know how to articulate that with me. So as you're going forth in ministry, people didn't even know who your wife was because I was tapped out. I was like, oh, I got to be with my babies.
Oh, really?
So I stayed back, or I was like, oh, I have to go to work. Like there was always a reason why I wasn't present because I just did not understand. Like I couldn't get to where you were because the lack of vision that caused division. But why was there that lack of vision? Because there was lack of communication.
Yeah,
we were not communicating about where God was taking us.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to follow because I understand the order, right? I understand who the head of the household is, right? I'm trying to follow, but my God, today, when I say confused and frustrated, and I was like, man, I don't want to leave, man, because I really do like this dude. But my God,
they're going
in.
That's a solid part. Solid part. But I'm saying with the cleanup part, it just some stuff can be assumed. My biggest thing too, especially when we first got started, not being able to articulate what I sense and what I know God gonna do, and then my exposure. You staying at home, but I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. You staying at home, but I'm going. Mm-hmm. And so the more I go, the more I see, the more I experience, the more my expectation of something is growing. I'm coming back trying to articulate, but you weren't there. So the atmosphere, you didn't get it. So you don't get it when I say this, and this can happen and moving. And so for me, my testimony is I had a choice. It's either sanctuary or the streets for me. So if I was going to do the streets, I used to tell all the time, she'll be a D girl because I'll be in drugs and the whole nine. I'm going to do the whole nine. And if I'm doing that, I'm all the way. That ain't a good one. All the way. You know, it ain't good. You ain't got to worry about it. Just visit me and put something on my book. But anyway, look at this. So my thing was, if I'm in ministry, I always felt like I'm be dive in it. And then I'm gonna say this, at that point, because I had to learn and grow into marriage, I just felt like this wasn't nothing new to you. When you met me, I was doing it. Right. I preached my first sermon at 15. I got a job at Greyhound, then I met you. So when you met me, I'm already a preacher. Superintendent Peace and them, I already affirmed me. I got my minister license. Right. I'm working at Greyhound, and then I meet you. So it ain't like I met you, then I decided to start preaching. So you came into this knowing this is where I'm headed. So it's not like like somebody coming to the knowledge of God. We've been together 10 years. We used to club together. No. Right. When you met me, I was the church boy. You met me in this. So for me, it was like, but I understand after talking afterwards, they didn't see it like I saw it. Y'all saw Superintendent Peterson as y'all granddaddy. So you never even looking at me. Y'all, this a family thing. Y'all, right. I'm looking at it. I mean, we've been in Apostle Cornell Hamilton Church, with the Dr. Reed B. Layton Church, with the Bishop Caldwell Church. So my experience, I done experienced all this. By the time you meet me at 15, you don't even know it. We done left out of Pastor Nash. We've been in a coat. We've been in all kinds of stuff. So by the time you meet me, my whole life has been changed and switched with this. So to try to bring you where I was, it was hard to articulate that because I was like myself. I'm learning what the prophetic means. You got people laying hand, prophesy, all this stuff like this. So it was new. And then add a new marriage, right? Add a new babies, financial difficulty, trying to achieve something, going to school, want to do, and we just on different page. And I'm gonna say this just to help somebody, since we talking about marriage, especially on us, because I remember one time she quit a job, said she didn't like the job. Look, no. I'm saying so you can understand it both. So what she feeling about ministry, that's what I feel about the marketplace too. You think I want to go work at a jail? You think I want to go work around inmates and this place like this? You think I want to sacrifice and do that? When I got dreams, I got goals, I got aspirations. Larry, I got clippers underneath my counter that I started. Right. I started barber school before they activated me military. I never got a chance to complete. I'm 42, still ain't went through. So learning that giving up goals, dreams to see so they can have, that was learning for me too. And then I'm a helper, so we can help somebody. It's painting a picture for that. I didn't have a picture of that. You saw a dude come home every day, tied, uniform, all that other stuff, having in the house, making sure y'all can have whatever with you and your mama. You saw that. I never seen it.
Right.
So to have a picture, I'm creating this, trying to learn as I go. What should I bring to the table? How should I present myself as a male so we can do what necessary? So it's just a learning curve. And I think the same thing, all of us can testify a little bit. When you first get married, it's never what you thought it was. Because all of us got in your mind what you think marriage is, and a picture is worth 1,000 words, but it's based off of perception.
Yeah.
Sure.
Especially when you throw church in the mix.
Oh, man, yeah, different
When
word.
we got married.
And then Larry Baptist. So he ain't even,
I was going to address that too. So
it didn't be a tongue talker, baby.
You're talking about potentially divided in division. I mean,
Like the Cowboys and the Saints.
people were on us before we got married.
Yeah.
Larry, wait a minute, how that's going? Don't she go to one of them sanctified?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. And but I don't think that's gonna work. So we had people in our midst
Early.
Yeah. So we have to have a different approach to it.
Yeah.
To seek God for ourselves, for the simple fact that if we had listened to everyone else, we never would have gotten married.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about after marriage. I'm talking about when it was announced
starting
that
off,
we were engaged, people were attacking us.
Already involved.
It's difficult. So if you fast forward, you get into ministry. One of the worst things that can happen, in my opinion, is to have marriage, right? And to then go into ministry. You have a ministry that's thriving, yet you have a marriage that's diving.
Yeah.
You could literally, and we have to acknowledge that two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, you can be
your ministry can be selling and your marriage can be sinking.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sound all preachy, but if I had to really, observe, diagnose, whatever you want to call it, I think the question is, what standards are we putting in place to, number one, protect our marriage, but at the same time promote ministry?
Gotcha.
So if I had to sum it up, the preacher thing, the ABCs, I would say, number one, there has to be two things. You have to have agreement, but you also have to have accountability.
That's good.
So there has to be an agreement about the vision, but also accountability about the execution of the ministry. How do we do this? How precise and on point can we be? Secondly, there has to be not only belief, you have to have belief, but you also have to have balance. Oh my God.
Yeah.
As a young preacher, young minister, like I said, we were at Eastside Baptist Church. We were at Crusaders, Church of God in Christ.
Tell something up,
We were at Impact. We literally churched all the time. And although our belief was in God, our belief was in the ministries that we were supporting, we did not have balance for our marriage. So there were some times where we felt like roommates.
Yeah, you go ahead it. Yeah, welcome to marriage.
People ain't ready for that.
Yeah,
sometimes we
welcome to marriage,
and I expressed it. I feel like
coming and going.
Roommates, like hello, hi and bye.
That's it. Friends with benefits, though.
So
Ain't no benefit.
Church versus culture, roommate do that.
This is real.
It wasn't no benefit.
So you have to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, what are we doing this for?
What are we doing?
Who are we doing?
Why are we doing?
Is this so that other people can look at us and admire our marriage that we don't even like?
Yeah, you got to work on it.
I think one thing that
I was appreciative of in the early stages is that Pastor Thomas always said, you don't have to accept every engagement. You got to know what you're able to say no to. Like, it's okay to say no. You don't have to accept every preaching engagement, every assignment that's presented to you, because like you stated, there has to be some balance. And Pastor Thomas always said, as the listener, you got a young family you got to take care of. You got to be at the house. I think we often forget that marriage is our first ministry.
I was going to say that, girl.
And so that's something to go back to grandma. And I know you call me old and stuff like that, but that's what it is. No, I'm not. Marriage is your first ministry. So if you fail or neglect to take care of that, then what do you have? What are you working for? So I think we have to understand and learn that in marriage and in ministry, we're to cultivate and complement one another. We're not competing against one another. And I think for a lot of marriages, a lot of couples, some wives may feel that you're competing with the church. You're competing with the ministry. Yeah.
But it's God woman, though. That's the problem.
That part.
You can fall in love with it because of, and I'm going to say this too, since we're talking about this, you can fall in love with it because it's where you getting celebrated. Especially if you're a preacher. I'm up here, I'm on stage, they love me, they celebrate me, I'm hyped. And if you're a minister, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's nothing like it. You're not gonna chase that. That's why ministers get on drugs, they start drinking, because you're chasing what you feel up here. Especially if God got his hand on you and people's lives get changed, or you know, prophesy, you start getting your gifts. If you're not careful, especially some of my people, you ain't never played sports, you the funny looking person, so you ain't never really had that kind of attention. And now that you're on that stage, spotlight on you, getting there, it's hard to graduate, kind of balance. I think Jamal said this ain't me, Jamal Brown said this. He said, greater anointing, the greater your sex drive. That's what he said. But I'm saying what he's alluding to, that experience, you got access to women that you would have never.
Even if you don't look good.
Okay, so them I'm saying,
they be so attracted and drawn to the anointing, and then the man don't know how to separate. Or the person God is using don't know how to separate.
Just like I said, the group, I told them, man, sometimes the attraction is really the anointing drawing them. They think it's an individual. Now, an immature person be like thinking it's me, my swag, what I'm doing, and that's how you get caught up. But that's why you got to be careful and you move different. But what I'm saying about this place make you feel like you celebrated, and then when I go home, I'm tolerated. So then, hey man, everybody just hugging me down. You acting like I ain't nothing, or you overlooking what I'm bringing to the table. And once again, it could just be that miscommunication, not knowing, especially when you just coming out the gate, because nobody really tell you. And then you got to chase what you in. I know some preachers that love the road. They love to travel. They love, because one thing about it, you can preach that same sermon in multiple places and just, you on just a high. Yeah, because you out there instead of coming home. It get consistent, and you could hit them with a punch or something you came up with clever, and then everybody at home treating you like, because now just tolerate. But you go somewhere, oh my God, I never heard, and you eating it, because it's your human nature. That's just human nature. I'm being celebrated. I want to be where people love me and stuff like that. And so then you start competing, but then you got to know that's God woman. And as you mature in ministry, like every good assignment ain't God assignment. And that's when you got to know the balance. Like I was telling somebody, they were telling about the homeless and telling me, listen, hey man, that sounds good, but that's not my assignment. And what happened in ministry, we think everything God wants us to do. No. I told somebody, they asked me why the denomination. I said, because can't nobody hold God. He's so vast to, some of us want to deal with the prophetic, and then some of us want to deal with prosperity, and then some of us just want to be strict in legalism and just talk about how God's standing is and how we want to live. And then some of us want to be free and liberal and non-denomination and just want to enjoy Jesus. Why? Because you can't box God in. It's so many different manifolds of him till he need all these churches just to express. Yeah. So that's how I express it, because he's just that man, can't nobody hold him. So when you start looking at that, it make you balance out. And like you said, all they got to be aligned. I love it how you alliterate. You talking about making sure the ABCs are done. And with that belief and making sure you own, making sure we're on the same page, and then holding somebody accountable. Like, hey, baby, this is what you said we're going to do. We said this with a preacher, man. You talking about, you going to know what I'm talking about. He said, you ain't got to try to make your wife be in ministry with you. It was sounding good, though, because dude winning.
Sound good at the time.
And not on that, he had the fruits behind it. So I was like, well, I was trying to make my wife get on calls. No, he went. So in my mind, I'm like, he winning. Because that's another thing, too. I tell people all the time, never take advice from somebody you want to trade places in that area. Now, not just trade places, but if they telling you about marriage, look at their marriage. They telling you about finance and running a business. Do you run a business? So I'm going to make sure I'm getting advice. So when he said it, the way that him saying it on the stage he on, he might be right. She might don't have to be. Why she ain't got to be? Because I know some wives don't come on Sundays. She don't do the church stuff. She don't do the people. He winning, though. So.
But your marriage is the ministry field or the mission field. Before you grace a stage, your marriage is already a stage, because people are watching. They're gleaming from you, because you never know who's sitting next to you and want to give up on their marriage, but they see you married. Y'all came in together, and people are so prideful that I'm not gonna tell you, girl, listen, he doing the most right now. He getting on my nerves. Like, I just feel like our finances jacked up because he keep doing whatever he doing, and I got to keep following him. What did you do? Like, nobody is going to be vulnerable enough to just share what they're actually going through. So what people do is they sit on the sidelines and they silently watch.
Can I say this? Sometimes, especially early in marriage, and I can say this for us, we didn't, because we got some good teaching from grandma. We didn't necessarily let other people see what we had going on. We didn't express it. We knew how to smile. We knew how to hug each other. We knew how to kiss one another in public, and went home and it felt like we were defeated. I believe that we were operating prophetically. So instead of us expressing in an agreement with the state that we were in, we tried to, I hate to say this, fake it till we make it in our marriage until things got better. It's not to say that we didn't communicate. It's not to say that we swept things under the rug. But one thing I've learned is that when you allow the public to get too personal, they'll take what you're going through and use it against you. So sometimes we had to let things appear a certain way in front of people and resolve our problems behind closed doors until we could get better. But now we have a testimony. We can share with people that, you know, the first 6-7 years of our marriage, we went through a lot. And, you know, some days my wife looked at me, she didn't think we were going to make it.
No, for real.
That's like for real.
Checked out.
Like I'm on my way to the home thinking to myself, man, when I get there, is
gonna happen?
Apartment gonna be packed up? Is she gonna be at her mama's house? And there were days where I literally didn't know. And nobody knew we were dealing with this.
Because I didn't know nothing. I'm just learning on the stage with the people.
You learning with everybody else.
Grandma told her, she said this one thing. She said, baby, if your business is too good for you to keep, what do you think other people are going to do with it? And we lived with that.
Because you got to go,
not to say that we didn't vent, and I'm pretty sure you heard some conversations about what I had going on. Perhaps you probably heard some
go. But you got to have people to talk to. Live it.
You know, we talk.
But I said I say this all the time. You got a community, you got to have a trusted source. But I say all the time, never leak something that you gonna forgive. Because many times you'll tell somebody something, you will move on, but the family won't.
That's the point.
Now I done seen people, and to each relationship is different, but I've seen people go public on some cheating stuff, and people done put stuff out and put their information. Then you looking crazy because we still on what you told us. Now y'all taking pictures, and you need to bring us in, tell us how we got back together. Because the thing is, once you put it out there, you got to deal with it. But if I know it's something, hey, this is just between me and her, let us get to the bottom of it, or it just, hey, let me go to some of my trusted sources. That's why everybody need a pastor, need somebody you can counsel with. Sometimes it's not the church because they so tired in church. I mean, we used to say this. She used to feel like everybody in church going to be on my side anyway because I'm baby boy and people. And then this is another thing because I never put this on her, but this her own self, herself doing it, and then the projection of other people. She always felt like people wanted her to be me. I ain't never say go be no baby girl. I ain't never say go be the female version of me. I wouldn't even like you like that. I want you to be who you is or whatever. Wear your facial expression, all that. I know we married Lewis women. Come on, Larry. Well, look, Uncle Dave said that. Uncle Dave said, listen, Lewis women are different. I said, talk to us. Uncle Dave said, listen, they're not like regular women. I said, hey, Uncle Dave put us on early. That's Larry, that's early on each other. You may call it, hey, he didn't put us on, but he was just saying they're a different breed of women. So if that's the case, you need to know how to handle the woman you with. And I said this, once again, people project stuff on your marriage. I'm just trying to make somebody, I'm up preaching, I'm doing this, so you're trying to make something to do. And this has been all the way since we was in high school all the way through, because when I was in Sunday school class, I was a student teacher. Now you trying to make her student teacher. If you student teacher, you're going to be a minister wife, you got to do this. She got to say, I'm like, oh, man, you putting that on the girl and we don't do nothing but go to the movies or whatever. You making her be this already, and sometimes the weight of that. Now me, I ain't feeling none of that because I'm getting nothing but love. I don't feel the pressure you feel because everybody's showing me love. So the thing is, but it's not being communicated like that. And then me, in my mind, if I'm not putting it on you, why you even worrying about it? I don't care what they think. What people think I mean. Well, you look mean. Matter of fact, all y'all look like y'all mad at everybody. That's what y'all do. They don't bother me. When I try to talk to you, that was part of the game. Like, okay, shoot, let me see how holler. She always look like boom. I tell you, she respond like she act like she like me by her face. She checking Shit, they look, all they face will tell you something else. So
people ever.
Oh, we're gonna tell the truth on this podcast. We ain't just gonna be saying anything now. And we're gonna say all that. You're a nice person.
I'm very, very cordial, but I'm also very, very observant. I've always been like that because I struggle with trusting people.
Let me get them an alibi then. I'll be honest, when I met them, none of them had glasses, but they needed it. So a private part of that frowning was they weren't looking and seeing right. So God, that's part. So they're looking that they had it private layer.
But also, you know, I'm a very attentive listener. So, you know, when I'm listening, I'm actually taking in what you're saying. There may be a serious look,
what the word we gave? Cause you messing with mama about it. What is it called? Emotionally reserved. Cause you be like, how you feel about this? It's good. Yeah. All righty then.
Well,
so
like
talking about Priscilla. Y'all not for the world.
We talking about Louis women.
I gotta give a little bit of a testimony. When I met your sister, she was business.
It's business.
Not only did we, when I met her, she ended up going into like the quality department. So keep in mind, I was on the phones. I was taking calls for this particular company. She grades calls, so I already know certain calls she was. But she was business, so I tried to conduct myself in that way. Got a friend that worked there, and one day he was saying some things. And she started laughing, so I felt offended.
You can laugh at that, huh?
She laughing at this. I know she's not laughing, and she all business. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
She laughing at my partner. She laughing at nothing else. Okay, when I get back to work, I'm gonna be Cedric.
You ain't getting no shot.
I'm joking because I approached her on a business tip. I didn't know she knew how to laugh.
No, I ain't know you laugh.
Like I'm trying to crack the code to this lady heart, and she laughed. Like, am I not funny or you're not entertaining? You know, so I had to come back with something different. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
What you were saying about Priscilla?
Put them dogs to work.
But look, seriously though, even like when you're in your marriage like this, it's something that as you were talking, I was like, dang, Priscilla and Aquila, her husband, had a partnership with Paul.
Yeah. Right.
There was a support system established there. So when you have those frustrating moments in your marriage, you got something you can kind of lean back on and lean into. Now, like y'all just shared something that y'all had never shared before, right? Because you had to process it in your own way. So I'm not saying that you have to go tell all your business because the streets be talking. And as soon as you tell it, baby, it's going to spread like wildfire. And you may not be able to handle the pressure of the truth actually being out. So they're gonna take some truth, they're gonna add some lies to it.
It's gonna be a mess.
And you may not be able to handle the pressure of it. But to partner with someone who can pray you through, who can say, baby, listen here, let's go to this word and let's see what we need to tackle because we're gonna fight this devil together. Because that's the enemy coming against the institution of marriage. Right?
Yes.
So just like Priscilla and her husband, because I keep missing that man name.
Priscilla and Aquila. I'm telling you.
Okay. Because I the teacher and me want to say Aquila. Okay, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But it was just like they had a partner, someone that could pour into them, someone that they actually was building the tents together.
Right.
To furnish or support ministry and all of that stuff. But while they're working, ministry is happening. Ministry is taking place, and there's deposits being made. So much so we were listening to this audio playing or whatever it was, and they said that although they weren't on the same playing field as Paul, the impact that they had on his life, the ministry of their marriage was so impactful. With them working together, that Paul, he got the right. He said, well, let me tell you about my friend. Let me tell you about my
He included them in the right.
So that's your name will forever be known in history because of the institution of marriage that they operated in. And not only were we ministry partners, we business partners.
All together. And I think that's heavy what you're saying, because I don't even think you get Corinthians without them. Without them, you don't even get the ministry of the Corinthian church. Speaking of culture, that's what the church was known for, just the relevance of them being able to speak to that. And so much persecution is coming from that. It said even when Paul showed up, because up until this point, they getting the letters, Priscilla and Aquila is reading the letters, and I told you got to be conviction there so people be able to hear it and want life changing. I'm not hearing Paul, but I'm hearing through them. So much so to the picture of Paul is them, because every time I hear Paul, it's from these letters. But when Paul do show up, the area reject them. It say that they stood in the gap. Oh, not him?
To protect him.
Man, you know how bad you and your wife, y'all got that much cred on the streets that when they showed up, they stopped the mob. You stopped the hate. No, that's Paul. That's the person we were talking about with the letter. Y'all gonna touch anybody, you ain't gonna touch Paul. You see what I'm saying? So that's the people you're dealing with, but they got that much pull in the city that they stopped it. But it just goes to show you their influence is powerful. Not only that, they give the people themselves. They give the people themselves because they were able to train Apollos to come through, and the Apollos end up being more articulate than Paul.
Yeah.
But just his teaching and stuff more articulate how he was able to minister. And it's some beef that come there later, but understand it wouldn't even happen if they weren't willing to understand. We just conduit. Yes. They never tried to get in the way of it. Like, okay, he very articulate. He got influence. Let's work with him. So they coached him and trained him. And you can't help but to know that they had to be teaching him Paul writings and making sure he knew this. This is about Christ. Yeah, don't get it twisted because he's talking about the disciples and stuff. No. We going back to where it come from. You talking about resources? Let's take them to the source. Right. And I believe that's what.
And I'm gonna use the flow.
Go ahead, let the Lord use. Let the Lord use.
But sometimes, and it came when you were talking about Apollos. Sometimes in ministry and in marriage, sometimes we don't know how to correct each other or how to talk to each other.
That's good.
Everybody be like,
that's good.
Like I'm 7 times 3+.
Yeah.
I've heard men say, I put my pants on one leg at a time too. Like just in passing by, I've heard men talk about their male leaders. And I have even said, I'm 7 times 3+.
Yeah.
I have said, oh, my parents are 30. Like I have made, because we're not careful of how we talk to each other. And when you're talking to a person in a certain type of way, it makes you build up defenses. It makes you get an attitude. It makes you do the, okay, we finna go there. Like, you get defensive. And something that I like about them is when Apollos was out there just all willy-nilly doing his thing and just kind of wrong, they gently corrected him.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. It wasn't no putting him on blast. They didn't get, now if we're talking about ministry perspective, they didn't get on the pulpit in the stadium and say, let me tell you this man is wrong. He out here talking this talk like this. That's not what Jesus meant. Paul didn't teach us that. They didn't front him like that, but they gently corrected him. So now let's take it to marriage. If I do something you didn't like, yelling and hollering at me and calling me names ain't gonna work because that's not gently correcting me. So if you're gonna lead the way God has, he gave us the blueprint. Right. Everything we need in our life, there's a blueprint for it in the word. You really just have to search for it.
It's important.
I think that to piggyback, start like on everything, it's about covering one another. We have to know how to cover one another the way that Christ covers us. Like not allowing your spouse to be exposed, not allowing your ministry to be exposed, not saying that, they're right and they're wrong because they're not. Hold your spouse accountable, hold one another accountable, but cover, give them grace, give them room to make mistakes, give them room to make errors. Know that they are human. At the end of the day, they're human. Cover your spouse. Don't degrade your spouse. Don't belittle them. Don't talk down to them. What you hit me for?
Sometimes people do it because they jealous and they in competition.
Yeah, but you can't compete. Like we are a team. Right. What's the word? Like we in partnership. So we in this together. What I look like competing against you. What I look like being in competition with you, and we going toward the same thing. Like you win, I win, you win.
Like we're winning together.
Yeah. So cover your spouse. And I think that that's something that we lack in. We don't know how to cover one another. We don't know how to extend grace. We want all the grace, but we don't want to give it. We want all the forgiveness, but we don't want to give it at all.
And then what you said earlier, I believe you was talking about just that communication and then the balance. And you brought up competition. I think that's good because you see that a lot in marriage. And I would go back to what my brother said. I think that's the lack of communication too. You feel like you have to compete against me because you don't understand the vision. The vision that both of us win at the end. We should win together. But if I feel like I'm not a part of that, then okay, you doing your little thing, I'm doing my little thing over here. Instead of all of this is building towards this. Right. What is this and what is that destination? And I think once they get clarity on that, once I know this is the final destination, now let's work on the strategy on how we get there. Right. What's the best smooth way we could transition to this? But when a person don't know that, it just kind of random, like going in. I think, I just talked about the job thing like now. I think we probably in the last like 3 to 5 years we just talking about it. It's like, well, I didn't know you feel like that. I'm like, did you ever heard me say I want to be in law enforcement? When you met me, I was airbrushing, drawing, so getting into cutting hair. I'm painting pictures of us. I'm an artist. Right. Y'all ain't realize that now. I'm an artist. So like my son doing acting and all that. I never supposed to put on no vest and gun and risk my life. You ain't never heard me say that. I ain't dressed up like that or nothing like that. That wasn't no plan. Yeah, come on. So my thing was for you to say you didn't want to do something because you didn't want to do it, and I felt like it was hurting the family. Like, you think I'm doing what I want to do it because I want to do it? You think I want to do this? And so it was just not being able to articulate it. And plus, when I found out that time when you had quit, you wait till we with my dad man. You made just an announcement. So yeah, I found this out with everybody. Oh yeah, they asked about what. Oh yeah, I quit. You want to know what? Hey, yeah. But
still obviously is quite
yeah. I'm out. Yeah. Put it in comment. No, put in all caps. She wrong. That's what you put. She wrong. I feel you, brother. That's what you put in.
That's my wrongness, and I wasn't thinking though. Seriously, I wasn't thinking. Oh, this is gonna jeopardize our family, and this is hurting our family. Because I was like, we still have income coming in, right? Yeah. So, and because we weren't talking or communicating like we should, that never came to my mind. Oh, but when it did, I said, okay, I see you. Because when I get this next job, you ain't got to ever worry about me again. Now, the place that it's coming from when I said it, it was almost a competitive like state because you had put your big boy pants on and you was like, listen, this how it's going to be. And it wasn't up for discussion. And I was like,
and then, that's my thing. Come on, at that time, you like maturing. I just say this hindsight 2020. I felt like, okay, if it's all gonna be on me, it's all on me then. If I'm gonna be the only one working, okay. If that's what we're doing, let's do it.
But you never complained.
You feel none of that. So when I
had no idea.
When I hit you up and I say, hey, this overtime, but you ain't come home, but no. It's on me, right? So this is what you say you need, and the kid need to go to this school, and you need this kind of shoes and these kind of pampers. Okay, if that's the case, this was required for this to happen. Right. So it's gonna be a little sacrifice. It's gonna be me taking military mission and gone a month, 2 months, because in order for us to have this that you saying you want, somebody got to put it on their back. We ain't got no money that's coming from no. So all of that is just brand new in marriage to trying to bundle up. Like, hey, this is where you're going. And I'm gonna say the other blessing part about our situation. We had 7 years of dating before we even got married. So you're looking at from 15 to 21, 22 before we get into this marriage thing. That's all that.
15 up count. Okay, we were mature.
Man, we grown, man.
But we were very mature.
Yeah, we wrong. We turned the corner by then, so yeah, we in there.
We was the pastor and first lady, remember?
Oh my goodness. So superintendent first lady piece thing. We dressing like and everything, man.
Dressing like everything. I feel like we had these yellow yellow dress with the jacket.
Looking like two butterscotches. Two little pitty butterfingers in that bad boy. I don't even know why they let us do that in church like that, man. Horrible, man. But then everybody was pushing us together too. That's another thing with us. And I think y'all spoke to that. You having all these outside noises, like everybody pushing us together. Everybody involved in our relationship, and everybody got an opinion on what our relationship is and all that. And it was crazy because everybody kind of got invested in.
Yeah.
Even when our first marriage, that wedding that we didn't have, all the people that was invested in said, man, when we cut the wedding, man, we heard a lot of people upset, but it was just the immaturity because people, a lot of people put in. And the thing is, don't be afraid to pause something, especially if you're in marriage. Those of you that's watching in marriage, don't be afraid to pause so you gain your ground and stuff like that. And I tell people, before you say I do, you got a lot of things that you need to check the block before you get there. I know y'all kind of romanticize and caught up in your take a moment, have a real conversation in the daylight, in the public, so y'all can be able to deal with what's necessary. So y'all can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hand down, because it's the growth behind it, so you can mature. Because we say this, let's talk like we grown. My sister just brought it up, but once you start entertaining being intimate and sex stuff like that, you blinded already. You're not gonna see none of that. All the stuff that somebody tells you'll be late hours. Oh, my grandma, you saying that open. Having 11 legs and certain cake, that's it. But now we got
the cow was calling us. She calling me. Where you at? What you doing?
So we started before cell phone. Just before cell phone came out. Yeah, so that's good. So I think to speak to that, especially with marriage, church versus culture, we talking about it from a biblical worldview. Because it's easy to get it messed up. You talking about culture, people live together, friends, hook up. You ain't even looking at marriage. A marriage just a contract. I know people that jump in and out of marriage, but when you talking about from a biblical point of view, we believe in it being a covenant and something that you stand for and that you build it. So that's the two different things.
Identify the difference between how the culture does it versus how the Bible says do it, right? So if we stand before God and we honor God and we commit to this covenant and all this stuff and we do it right, then when hard times come, you might have a little more substance to you, right? But think about when you are dating and you're living together and stuff. I ain't finna get on that whole shacking thing, but I'm just gonna point out some things that I have observed and witnessed through other people.
Right.
Now I'm shacking and things are good. Like, I mean,
explain shacking, but all people know what shacking.
Living together, you're being married, but not legally married, right?
Okay.
Because it's more than just living together.
You playing house.
You playing. You doing all.
What your granddaddy said.
But when you are in the house together and you haven't honored God by making that commitment, right? Everything is just like, all right, he gonna give me his last night. We're gonna do it, and then you finally do it. Then all hell breaks loose. Now you feeling like, and I've heard people say, it's like all hell broke loose. We might as well could have kept just doing what we were doing. But that's the enemy coming against the institution of marriage. And it's gonna seem harder and you quick or easy to give up because you didn't enter it the right way. So if somebody's telling you, like, I'm not gonna come sit up and talk to nobody about shacking, like, if I do, I'm trying to be relevant and culturally aware of who I'm talking to and how I'm talking. I can't come talk to you like how my grandma talked to me. You ain't trying to hear it. Now you like, oh, this old lady. Oh my God. Like that's how you respond and feel, right? And then I know y'all know time you tell somebody not to do something, or that's not the way to go. That's the thing that's most appealing to them. So we have to be culturally aware and relevant when we're talking to people, and even in the way we present ourselves in our marriage. I can't be walking around my husband like, I guess I could.
The Taliban.
I guess I could, but that ain't ministering to nobody, right?
Got the little, what's that? The bonnet, got the little Middle Eastern robe on.
I can do those things, right up. But who does it minister to if I'm not living in a culture that's what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I minister to other couples even when I'm not aware that I'm ministering, right? Because people are, again, always watching you. So if people are always watching, I want them to feel the genuine, authentic love and truth and connection and partnership that we have. And people know when you lying and faking. They know it. They you feel it. You be like, they faking. They faking.
Especially if you're gonna challenge this culture. That's why I throw it up every chance I get. You hear it all in my sermon. I throw it up because I want to get a devil a black eye with it.
Hey, my husband will tell you all our business.
Nah, I give you enough of it. I give you enough.
That Sunday we was arguing and everything. I was like, well, we really wasn't. We was just
having a
disagreements.
You know, said I couldn't hear God. I couldn't hear him. He won't talk to me.
Say nothing, baby. But yeah, because my whole thing is just to make the enemy out of a lot, man. Everybody have, I say, the Walt Disney experience. I say this a lot of females. You want this whole Prince Charming, riding on the right horse, savior, hero. You want all that, but you don't want none of the stuff on the back end that come with it. But I want all this for me. But I always say the Prince Charming always come for the princess. Like, you got to be Cinderella. You got to be that make.
People want Boaz, but they won't get on the Bowflex. Boy, they cracked me up. I said, okay, so you want Boaz. You want this man who's working and fit and going to be the head and take care of you, but you not fit and you don't take care of the house and you haven't presented yourself as wifey material.
You got to be on it. And then to all my senior sisters, shout out right here, man. You shouldn't ever be slipping. Like, every time somebody see you, they ought to be like, man, somebody should be cuffing them. Appear like you gonna. It ain't no just running to Walmart or you just doing something. Like every time you hit the door, you should be on it. Now,
single.
I said to my
single. Okay, I'm sorry.
And then same thing with my married sisters. It should be the same thing. It should be a balance. It shouldn't be okay. You can let your hair down because reality you ain't finna be like that all the time. But it shouldn't be said majority of the time it's this. Nah, you want to keep that there because I'm trying to keep some. What Mama Lewis said like this: don't ever get too common. Yeah. You got so common to y'all burping and farting and doing all those crazy stuff.
Oh
just
no,
y'all.
sir.
We met a couple like that. They just, hey man, don't do that like that. They were saying, but I'm saying you done got to the point where you're not even, and it's cool to be friends because me and Shonda friends, but you want to balance to where it's still some kind of intimacy about that person. Some.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Okay,
because I want you to be attracted to me and want me.
Yeah, now you pay again. Man.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a sin to pass gas around your partner. I don't find it sexy.
But it's not cute.
Okay. Because First Lady wants to
say cute. But don't use the word sexy. The lady with the twins.
Listen, I don't want to smell like rotten eggs when you just did that.
Looking at me like you're a homeboy.
Yeah,
have that balance there, and I think that's how you can grow, and ministry will change as well as your marriage because you're able to bring all those things to the table and discuss. Because I think the key thing we said at the very beginning is just that communication. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Those are areas physically, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Let's talk about it. Like I feel emotionally unhealthy because of how you handle me and stuff you say, or I feel like we're financially not stable because of these decisions. Oh, well, baby, this is why I made this decision. Or go, because I remember I was telling her, I'll make a mess and clean up later. So we went through the phase and we still cleaning up stuff now. So it's like, okay, that's how you process stuff. Like, yeah, because if you wait till everything get done, then you will never achieve nothing. Right. If you wait till everything is right and then you make a move, you will never be at the forefront of nothing. Good. And that's not how I move. So it's like, okay, if you're going to do that, let's take some time. So this last 2 years was just cleaning up from the mess I made with the building, trusting people doing it. I can blame people. No, I'm taking responsibility, do what I got to do. Right. So I just got to chill out. You ain't see me make no move, none of that. Now I'm going crazy with posting because you seen the church stuff. Yeah. You ain't seeing the business stuff I got to make that I want to do, man. Let me just pause, and I'm talking to the people. Why? Because I want to make sure you feel secure. Let me make sure you understand it. I told her the same thing. Let's go and get the house. Do what you need to do so we can do that. She wanted the truck. Let's get the truck. Let me make sure you feel secure so you feel no type of way. Because in my mind, I feel like I'm all the way already past this. So I ain't worried about no car, no house, none of that. Right. I'm cool in the apartment. I grew up in the project. This don't house and all that don't. Come on, man. I ain't, So in my mind, none of that stuff really matters. But then when you come in a partnership, that means something to that person. Real. So that means so you bring you want to bring that. What's it?
It makes you see, and we are running out of time, but it makes you see from a different perspective, like the different personalities and how they cultivate who you are, because we grew up in the house.
We literally just had this conversation. What Raspy just mentioned, I told her, and y'all know I ride around in a bucket. It don't matter. I'll buy any, as long as it go from A to B, I'm good. Same with Raspy. Yeah. I grew up in apartments. You know what I'm saying? I grew up going from one. So I'm not moved by, the material stuff, but I want my wife and my kids to have the best. So if that's what you desire, then let's put us a plan together and get those things and make sure, like you said, that you are secure.
That's called prioritizing your wife.
What are them?
Prioritizing.
I'll put this one example out. My wife like cars. She don't know she like cars. But she like cars.
She like cars.
So the time I get one, baby, I'm gonna just keep this for. I know her.
Right.
By 3 year one now.
Yeah.
She on the lease
by the car business. I told her, I said, hey, I'm gonna go get this car for you. But I'm no longer in the car business, so we can't do them.
You can't just rotate them back.
The law be working that thing out.
What she do? She get back on. I think I like this car.
Think I do.
But there's certain things that she likes. And I have to adjust and adapt.
The law be telling
let me do what we got to do so we can make it work.
He be calculating.
I'm gonna say that. That's here what you said. I'm gonna say this to help somebody because I know we run out of time. Man, the scripture said, "He that find a wife find favor of the Lord." Yeah, I put it back on the Lord all the time. Hey, man, this your daughter. This how I'm talking to. This your daughter. She got some dreams. She got some stuff she want to achieve. I want to achieve them for. You got to empower me to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm proud of her number.
I told him. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something that I can say now in my 40s. I'm like, bro, I'm enjoying the journey. Like the struggle, the good, the bad. I feel like if you get overnight, it ain't nothing. We ain't got no story to tell. I want them boys, Nathan, Trey can say, excuse me, I remember my daddy win, and I got that whole journey. Now we're building the story and the context of how we got there. We on our way. Like I already prophesied that say that we gonna be the first ones to break millions in our family, and our kids will be multi-millions. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tell, oh yeah, we in there. That's gonna happen for sure. But it's the whole journey that we'll be able to sit around the table one day and say, hey, this how the family really we did real life Monopoly.
This how we got here.
That person nurse, and then your brother did this, and then she did this from teaching. Then we had law enforcement. Then we all came together in ministry. We're doing it'll be the journey. They'll be like, he was getting on our nerves, them text messages, but the whole journey,
night,
the whole journey,
day.
yeah. But I'm saying taking the joy in the journey now, and I just got to that phase in life. I was just telling, I'm just at that point, like I ain't tripping no more. Like, cause I know it, I see it now. So it's like, hey, walk you through it and trust the process, and then just enjoy it. But if he did do it overnight, and something
you don't have to be in a hurry.
It is a very pleasant journey.
Cause I'm gonna say before then we wanted the money and we wanted success, but not really knowing what to do with it. Now you drop $1 million, that's really nothing for us. Like we already know what to do, where to put it in, what to buy, what to land, what we do. So the strategy is there. Now we're just getting the stuff. So that's why I'm saying I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah, man.
Come on now.
We want to say thank you, family, for tuning in yet again with us. We have gone over our time just a little bit, but we hope that we have said something that is going to inspire and encourage you to do better in your marriage, because that's your first ministry. People are watching you, they're gleaming from you, whether negative or positive. So be the light that inspires someone to hold on a little longer, to fight for the institution of marriage. Because the enemy is coming tooth and nail, and he don't want you to be partners. He don't want you to be ministry partners. He don't want you to be life partners. So get into the get into the good book.
Oh my goodness! Lose that time, now. Lose that time now. Oh my goodness! I thought you were speaking in tongues. I said, God. Oh, dumb and deaf demon.
To be your best marriage, your best support. If you would like to give, you may do so by way of Cash App, ICANN365. Wow. That's Impact Community Action Network. 365 a year. You can also go to Givelify, Impact Church DFW. Look for our photo. That way you get the right one. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Oh my gosh, my tongue has been free.
Dumb and deaf demon, loser.
Oh Lord have mercy. We want to say again, thank you. We love you. We enjoy having the listeners with us.
That's a spade spirit. You had a spade spirit.
Guys.
Gotta get on that.